Amex is at it again, implementing changes that seems to leave a bit of a bitter taste in our mouths, changes that seem to be negative, changes that seem to further target us here in the points and miles community to alienate us from their popular credit card products. So I decided enough was enough and contacted my extra secret Amex contact. And yes, I actually do have a contact over at Amex to find out what in the world is going on over at Amex. We deserve to know. So in tonight's video, I will of course go over the changes that have happened with the Amex Hilton Honors Business credit card, give my thoughts on these changes and share what they mean for me. But most importantly, I will share some top secret information. And okay, I am definitely being dramatic there, but I will share some inside details that no other channel is going to share with you all because no one else really knows this information when it comes to the changes that were implemented for the Hilton Honors Business credit card. So if you'd like to know, sit back, relax, smash that like button if you think I'm totally awesome. And even if you don't think I'm totally awesome, definitely go ahead and smash the like button. When it comes to changes on a credit card product that you're already holding, we typically would welcome changes that help to elevate that credit card product and enhance the card membership experience. So I'm not so sure that American Express hit the nail on the head with these changes that were implemented, especially because there have been a few major negative changes to the Hilton Honors Business credit card. The biggest change that seems to be receiving a negative reaction within the credit card community is that Amex has taken away the benefit of earning a free night award after spending $15,000 during each year of card membership. This was a very powerful benefit because earning that free night award could easily provide outsized value in exchange for paying the annual fee and easily justify using the Hilton Honors Business credit card on most of your business purchases. In fact, the benefit encouraged card members to use the credit card so that they can achieve the free night award, especially if they knew that their business expenses would come within reach of that threshold. We all know that the welcome offers change pretty frequently on credit cards, so this change, although dramatic, doesn't worry me as much because this is the one detail of the credit card that is likely to change every few months or so with different variations of an elevated welcome offer. But the information that is available to us right now is a bit of a shock to me to see the minimum spend requirement receive a 100% increase, thereby effectively doubling that minimum spend from $4,000 to $8,000. But American Express chose not to double the amount of points that you receive when you do hit that $8,000 threshold. The silver lining here is that Amex did increase the amount of points you'll be rewarded with if you do meet that minimum spend requirement, which is a total of 175,000 Hilton Honors bonus points, and I'll share my thoughts on that a little later on. And then, as expected, we have another annual fee increase. But I must admit, I did not anticipate this large of an annual fee increase. I fully expected the annual fee to match the annual fee of the Hilton Honors Surpass credit card, but instead, we got a $100 annual fee increase, which is just over double the $95 annual fee, to have a new annual fee of $195. And I think at least percentage-wise, this is the largest annual fee increase we've seen in a long time. And this is really going to get a lot of us here in the points and miles game really thinking about whether or not it is worth it to continue holding the Hilton Honors Business credit card. I think the dollar amount of this annual fee increase actually matches the increase that was seen on the Hilton Honors Aspire credit card. Because if memory serves me correctly, that credit card went from an annual fee of $450 to an annual fee of $550. So this really has me questioning whether such a large annual fee increase on a non-luxury level travel credit card is even justifiable. And the list continues on with the negatives for the changes, and I'm specifically listing the removal of the 6x multipliers as a negative change, especially for those who are already card members of the Hilton Honors Business, because there are definitely folks out there who selected this credit card based on the 6x reward categories. We're no longer going to be able to earn 6x points at gas stations, restaurants, wireless phone services, flights, car rentals, and shipping providers. Instead, Amex seems to have completely shifted their strategy in marketing this credit card, because now it has essentially become a catch-all credit card, because now you'll earn 5x points on all eligible spend outside of purchases at Hilton Hilton, which earns 12x points at Hilton. And I'll reveal a little later on in this video of what my contacts at Amex had to say, what Amex's goal is with making this decision. I think this is the last negative change, and that is the Priority Pass lounge access will no longer be offered. I honestly thought that getting 10 lounge visits per year was a bargain from a $95 annual fee credit card, but now it costs much more and won't include that benefit any longer. Those were a lot of negatives, and don't worry, the changes aren't all negative, so let's mention some of the positives. The new card design is a welcome change in my book. There was just so much clutter on the previous credit card with all of the raised or embossed characters for the credit card numbers, expiration date, my name, my business name, and even the member cents day or year was embossed on the credit card, and also in the front was my Hilton Honors number. At least that was printed on there, but it added to the clutter. This design at least appears to look like it'll be pretty clean in the front. It looks like a nice shade of blue and fits well with the rest of the Hilton credit card family. And I am very excited that it will be a metal credit card, because that means that the card numbers and all of the other necessary information will be printed on the back of the card, and my name and business name should be printed on the front. So overall, I'm a fan of this new design. The previous version of this card did not come with any credits, and I was fine with that because the Hilton Honors Gold status comes with the $50 per day dining credit at Hilton properties, which made it easy to recoup the cost of that annual fee. Now the card is going to come with $240 of Hilton credits, and of course, Amex couldn't just allow you to take advantage of it all at once. They have it split evenly across the 4 quarters of the year, which is slightly irritating to me, and I think I'll mention that a little bit later on if I do remember. That's a lot to remember to mention. I've never actually heard about this car rental company, but earning status with a rental car company is a positive change. The executive status is the mid-tier status with National, and it guarantees a free upgrade when you reserve a full-size through luxury vehicle within the US or Canada. And it comes with other perks and benefits as well that I won't cover in this video, but this is a positive change. I mentioned this one earlier on within the negative changes, but the 5x multiplier may be a positive to attract new card members, and it also makes this category much easier to use, or more flexible to use. So before I get into my thoughts about the changes, I really want to share with the community just a little bit of the background that I was able to get from my contact over at Amex. It is important for me to mention that none of this is official information from American Express itself, so this is not to be taken as a representation of American Express. This is just information that is being provided for your entertainment. And to be transparent, I have little tidbits of information, and I will infuse my thoughts with these little tidbits of information that I was able to gather. So with that said, let's get into the information that I do have. So one thing that I want to communicate with my viewers is that all of the changes to Amex's cards that we're seeing, they're all taken very seriously and goes through several months of development before the changes come to us. And this is a really big deal at American Express. It's so much of a big deal that these changes get a special code name, for the lack of a better term. And the code name for the changes of the Hilton Honors Business credit card was Project Quest. I honestly don't know why they chose such an ambiguous name, but I can make an educated guess on this based on my conversations in the past with one of the project managers for Disney Cruise Lines, believe it or not, when that individual was on that project many years ago. But basically, Disney used a code name for the development of one of their private islands, and this is said to help to mitigate any leakage of information. And let's say for whatever reason the information does get out, nobody really knows the true location or true application of that particular project. And it also helps in case an executive has to make a phone call in a location that's not secluded or private. If a bystander hears the name Project Quest, you and I definitely wouldn't have any idea what that person is talking about. So Project Quest started back in August of 2023, and the first step in the process for the Hilton Honors Business credit card changes ran from August to the end of October. And what Amex was really doing here was taking a closer look at their card member information to try to develop solutions that could be used to update the products. And in this case, it was the Hilton Honors Business credit card. So this was the brainstorming part of the update process. Then between the end of October through the beginning of January, the project moved into the the second phase, which was creating builds and tests for the marketing, tech, and systems. And I really didn't get clarification on this because I was just totally excited to hear this information. But my interpretation of this is that Amex moved forward with setting the groundwork or building the foundation to be able to implement changes based on the research that was found during the first phase of the project, which means that they had to do programming to their systems, to code transactions to the respective multipliers. In this case, since the multiplier category was refreshed, and make sure that those benefits that they wanted to add to the card or remove from the card was set up within their systems as well. I can also assume that this phase including developing and finalizing the credit card design, since tests for marketing was included in this phase, and all of the marketing language was probably drafted and revised multiple times to ensure that what we see on their webpage and the terms and conditions are accurate and legally accurate. Then after this phase was completed, the project then moved into the internal testing phase to ensure that all of the updates are working smoothly and seamlessly, and if there were any issues or problems realized during this phase, then those were addressed. This started in January and probably lasted into February. So that gives you all a little background as to how these changes happen and how much time it takes for these changes to be implemented. And I think that we all had a clue last year when so many people were placed into pop-up jail, and that's probably because those changes within the family language restrictions to the welcome offers on the green, gold, and platinum cards were being worked on and nearing completion. That's just my speculation, to be completely clear. Okay, so now that we're done with a little bit of the background on how those changes take place, and I found that information to be absolutely fascinating, my burning question that I wanted answered was, what is Amex's goal with these changes? Because as a proud member of the Points and Miles community, I am beginning to feel the pressure of being pushed away from American Express. And my contact told me that the changes are really targeting small and medium-sized businesses. So what I will say here, and to be clear, these are my thoughts again, at the end of the day, this is a business credit card, and American Express is going to focus on how they can attract more businesses and how they can provide a product that provides good value for their current business card members. So one thing that was done was to create a simplified earning structure to further differentiate this credit card from the other cards within the Hilton Honors family of credit cards. So when we take a look at the Hilton Honors Surpass credit card, the multiplier categories offered on that card were very similar to the multiplier categories offered on the Hilton Honors Business credit card, and Amex wanted to change that. In fact, I actually remember comparing both credit cards last year when I applied for the Hilton Honors Business, and I specifically went for the business credit card because I knew that it would not report to my credit and it was still very similar to the Hilton Honors Surpass credit card. The final little tidbit of information I'll share is why an annual fee increase was necessary for this refreshed credit card. Now this one is pretty obvious, so I'm not going to spend too much time here, but the annual fee increase is due to the new benefits that come with this credit card. Those are the $240 in statement credits and the executive level status with National Car Rental. So we can really begin to see the formula that is at play here with American Express, and this truly gives us a glimpse into what is coming for the Amex Gold. Now let me be clear, I don't have any information on that card, but these changes really have me thinking about what might happen with the Gold card. Okay, so what are my thoughts with all of these changes? For those of us in the Points and Miles game, I think that we will see these changes as a negative. In fact, I've seen some comments on some of the videos that have been released already, and I've seen comments with people who are no longer interested in obtaining this credit card and people who will be canceling this credit card. So I have mixed feelings about what American Express has really done with this Hilton Honors Business credit card. I think that removing the free night award from this card was a mistake, but I do have the understanding that Amex went through approximately 2 months of investigating how their card members were using this credit card. So that signals to me that the majority of the card members probably did not qualify for the free night award each year. So although I see this as a negative, the probable reality of this situation is that this benefit was not used to its full advantage. As far as removing the 6x multiplier categories, for me, I am not thrilled with that decision. But again, those multiplier categories probably restricted the amount of use this card received from small businesses. So for example, with my business expenses for this channel, none of the reward categories truly fit my business needs. And at the end of the day, the multipliers on flights, car rentals, shipping providers got absolutely no use for my business. So getting rid of those categories and replacing it with a catch-all 5x multiplier that's limited to $100,000 in purchases is a positive change based on my business spend. However, and this is a big however, since I am in the points and miles game, this change still doesn't entice me to move my spend from my Amex Hilton Business Plus credit card that earns 2x membership reward points on purchases over to the Hilton Honors Business credit card, because Amex points transfer at a 1-to-2 ratio, which means that those 2x purchases would be the equivalent of 4x points for Hilton Honors points. And occasional promotions for transfer bonuses can mean that those points might be worth 50% more one day if that promotion ever comes back for a 50% transfer bonus, which easily beats out the 5x multiplier category. Finally, I'll combine these two. Increasing the annual fee while removing Priority Pass lounge access leaves a bitter taste in my mouth. I feel like we are truly feeling the pinch of inflation, so to have annual fee increases with benefits being stripped away just doesn't sit well with me. One thing that I forgot to mention is that new minimum spend requirement of $8,000. For me, that is not exciting at all, because they're requiring double the amount of spend and it's still not giving you double the value in points. So we're literally seeing a devaluation of how much points our money can get us, at least initially, on the Hilton Honors Business credit card. Now, of course, as I mentioned earlier, we are most likely going to see elevated welcome offers for this card. So we can see something that pushes this to maybe 200,000 or 220,000 or so points, plus maybe a free night award here and there with welcome offers. But we don't know that yet, and I don't really want to speculate too much because this is a new change. But we do know typically with credit cards, elevated welcome offers do come on those popular credit card products. So I have requested the new Hilton Honors Business credit card because metal credit cards rock. However, once this card renews, I do plan on canceling this credit card. I just cannot justify paying $195 for this card in order to maintain gold status. If I truly do want gold status because of an upcoming trip, then I'll apply for the Hilton Honors Surpass credit card. But before I cancel the card, because the changes will be implemented, I think before my annual fee comes up for renewal, I will be sure to use the trick that Anthony Benchard shared within one of his recent videos with getting the Hilton Honors gift cards to assist at checkout with paying for the hotel stay at a Hilton resort. And this may be a little tricky simply because I can't take advantage of the full $240 credit, because in Amex's fashion, that $240 credit is split over the quarters. And also there's another restriction, mainly being that the Hilton Honors gift cards, based on what Anthony shared, I think he shared it in his video, or he either told me offline, I don't remember. But basically you can only get those in $25 or $50 increments, which means I'm not going to be able to take advantage of that full $60 for that first quarter. But that is a part of the strategy moving forward to help me to at least be able to take advantage of a little bit of that credit. I'll order the gift card so I can have that $50 gift card and have that credited back to the credit card statement is what I'm assuming will happen. Anyway, this video is much longer than I thought it would be, so thank you if you're still with me. It's nice to have these conversational style stripped back videos. Let me know your thoughts on the changes that we see in the comment section, and what do you think about all of the behind the scenes information that I was able to share with you when it came to the development of the Hilton Honors Business credit card. Do you think that Amex got it right with their research, or do you think they got it wrong? I mean, who are we to really challenge what they found, because we don't have access to the information? But either way, let me know your thoughts. I will see you all in the next video. Thank you for making it to the end. Come on over and get your high five.